Hello everyone and welcome to this week's reading vlog. So it is currently Wednesday. I meant to vlog yesterday, but I got a little sidetracked with work stuff and then cleaning up around the house with the husband and honestly a little bit of gaming. But I did get through some reading. I am still very much behind on my reading goals for Wind and Truth. Today I need to get to page 900 something, 910. And currently I am on page 650. So I have 260 pages I have to read today, which is not like the worst kind of spot I could be in, but it's 4:30 in the afternoon. I've been home for about 45 minutes or so, but I had to get some stuff done before I could sit down and focus on reading. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop the audiobook on. It is a late night for my husband tonight. He has class tonight after he goes to work, so he will not be back until later tonight. So I have about an hour before I would like to start dinner because it is my turn to make dinner, and because he's not going to be home until late, it's my turn to cook anyway. I'm going to wait till about 5:30 to make something because usually that's around the time I start getting hungry for dinner. And I am just going to focus on Wind and Truth while I work on some stuff for social media. I don't think I have really a lot I need to get done, honestly. Let me go ahead and check what is on my schedule for today. Actually, I don't really have anything other than posting my daily reading check-in on Patreon, which is fab. So what we're going to do is we are going to sit and listen to Wind and Truth for a while. I think I'm gonna get through a little bit of my reading spreadsheet, or my library spreadsheet. I'm going to try to get to the next, not next, like first letter of the last name, but I'm in the D's right now, and I'm specifically in the DI section, so I think I'm going to get through the DIs and stop there, and then I want to just do nothing tonight. I had a bit of a rough day today. My confidence is not the best right now. Like, there's a lot of stuff basically going on right now where, like, I'm finding some struggle points with teaching some of my students certain things. Like, for instance, with math right now, there was like some things I probably should have done that I didn't think about until today, and when somebody had mentioned like something that might have been helpful, and so it's kind of shook my confidence. I'm also not great physically. I'm on my cycle right now, so it's making things a lot more emotionally intense than it probably needs to be. Let's be real. But also, like, yesterday was a really rough day after the 3-day weekend, and so I'm looking forward to this week possibly being an even shorter week than it already was going to be, because there is an expected cold snap, like polar vortex or whatever the hell they call it basically here in Michigan. By the time the kids get picked up on Friday, what will happen is it's going to have a wind chill of -15 and lower possibly. So it is very likely Friday will be a cold day, and we'll have another 3-day weekend, which would be fantastic. Planning wise, it's not like a big deal for me to push things back because I'm not on a pacing schedule with the kids that I work with, which is great. That's one of the benefits of working in special ed specifically, and having my own self-contained classroom. So that makes things a lot easier. And honestly, I feel like that this week is just kind of being shot to hell. Tomorrow, I have no idea how it's going to be. Thursday is typically when our behaviors get really bad. So it's going to be interesting, and I'm not looking forward to it. I'm not. This is one of the very rare times and rare weeks that I've had where, like, everything's like falling apart. It feels like my confidence is not there. I'm on my cycle, so I'm emotionally not okay, and I'm just struggling with maintaining focus of my kids and stuff like that. So it is what it is. Tomorrow, though, is a full day. Today was early release, which made things a little bit better. I did have PD for like an hour and a half afterward, which was fine. I will take it, you know, like, and I didn't have to actually go and do anything specific for PD today. I was able to just sit in my room with my mentor teacher while she worked on progress reports, and I got to do a little bit of catch up with some work. I'm not fully caught up really because of the holiday and the craziness that has been the last couple of days, but it's fine. we're getting through it. So basically what I want to do today is a whole hell of a lot of nothing. I don't want to do anything tonight other than cook for myself, play some Wizard 101, and listen to my audiobook and work on my library spreadsheet. I'm just going to sit here and enjoy my little ambient footage here while I listen to Wind and Truth and work on this library spreadsheet for probably the next hour before I go ahead and start dinner, and then we will go from there. So yeah, my hope is, like I said, that in the next, I'll start it now and probably be done in like 7 hours by like 11:30 or so. My hope is that I will get to page 910. Whether or not that's possible, I don't know, because when I did sprints and I did them for 5.5 hours, I only got through 120 pages. So we'll be struggling a little bit. I don't plan on doing any sprints. I plan on just for the next like 7 hours just listening to the audiobook. So we're gonna go from there. But I will check in with you guys a little bit later when I've made some progress and when I have any kind of update regarding anything. Hey guys, it is Thursday. It's early evening. It's going on 5 o'clock actually right now. I've been home for about half an hour or so, maybe like almost 45 minutes. So I actually, today is my last day of the week because found out today that because of the inclement temperatures that we are going to be getting overnight and into tomorrow morning, pretty much our entire school district is going to be closed because it's supposed to be almost -20 with wind chill tomorrow. So I am beyond thrilled because it has been a crap week for me. So I am looking forward to having tomorrow off. I do still have to do some work stuff tomorrow, but I got everything I needed to get done today done, and that's all I can hope for. So I'm going to sit here and enjoy my hot cocoa and just kind of do a bunch of different things. I have not a lot of reading to catch up on. I have about 150 pages I need to read of Wind and Truth because I didn't quite get to my page goal last night, but I got pretty close. I was about 54 pages off, so I'm pretty happy with that considering I had a lot more to get through yesterday. I am going to sit and listen to that while I get some other creative things done today, and my goal is to obviously get to that point. We're going to cross about 1,000 pages in that, so we're getting even closer to the end. And then my also goal is to get through some of my other books. Tried this weekend to really cram through those because I am so behind on my TBR and I really need to pick up the slack this weekend. I am planning on tomorrow, because I'm going to be home, doing all-day sprints on YouTube and Twitch, or as long as I can manage at least. So we'll do that because my husband's still gonna have to work, but I'm gonna be home and I'll spend that time doing some work things and also reading and stuff like that. So I'm pretty thrilled. It's been a pretty rough week this week for school and work and stuff. So I need a little bit of a break. I almost considered taking today off, but I would not have felt good about that because I would have left my mentor teacher completely in the dust, and that would not be good for me. So I do have next Friday off. Technically, I had to take the day off. At least I can't be at work because I have to be a part of this this teacher lab session for the program that I am in that does my apprenticeship. It's a requirement that I attend one of these meeting things that basically helps with lesson facilitation and all these different things, which is really helpful. And so that's next Friday. That's a 5.5 hour meeting from 9 a.m. to 2:30. So I'm taking the whole day off. I'll be home doing that. But anyway, so what I'm going to do now is get a little bit of stuff done while I listen to Wind and Truth, and we'll kind of update as we go. I'll let you guys know when I get to my page goal for today, and what I plan on getting started with next. So I think tonight's gonna be a nice cozy night. Tomorrow's gonna be nice and cozy. I'm just so excited to have tomorrow off. We've been all talking about it's gonna be happening because when we came into school Tuesday, we probably should have had the day off, but everyone's been saying since Tuesday that Friday was gonna be a day off because it was just gonna be such terrible weather. And honestly, it's been snowing to the point where there were complete whiteout moments out here, and it's not been great. So it's probably good that we decided to take the day off tomorrow because it's probably not going to get much better. If anything, it's going to get worse. So I'm thrilled. I'm excited. I'm happy. I have a 3-day weekend now. I can't complain. I'm perfectly content. So I will see you guys in a little while. Hello, it is almost noon on Sunday. Not gonna lie, this week, like I said, has not been my best week. I've just not been feeling the greatest mentally, and today I kind of have Sunday scaries, I guess. I don't know what exactly is gonna go on this week because we're supposed to have like more cold days in the next few days, but I don't think, and this is personally what my thoughts based on what the weather looks like, I don't think we're gonna have the day off tomorrow. I would like for us to, but even with a wind chill, I think it's gonna be still a little bit too warm, weird enough. I don't know why I have the Sunday scaries, but this week has just not been my week mentally, and so like I just feel like I have a lot of anxiety and I don't know why. I don't understand what's going on. I just don't feel great, and I feel like I just don't want to do anything. I have like a lot of like paralysis when it comes to doing tasks or anything. Like I sat here this morning and did a few things that I'm like, okay, these are things I can actually do. These are things that I am comfortable doing. These are things that I am like, they don't take a lot of mental energy. They don't take a lot of, this, that, and the other. And honestly, like, it's not outside of what I normally do on like a Sunday kind of thing. But for some reason, like I'm sitting here and I'm just like dreading all these things. And like I managed to make my to-do list for this week for work and stuff. And I managed to update my bullet journal and crochet like you guys saw. And I managed to also put out a Instagram story and TikTok story. And I also managed to do a post on Patreon. So like I've done a lot of things today, but for some reason I'm like ridiculously anxious, and I don't get it. Why does my brain do this? Why do brains do this? Like, it is so frustrating, but it's fine. I think that what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go downstairs, I'm gonna get my headphones, and I'm going to zone out and listen to my pages for Wind and Truth, because I have about just under 100 pages I think I need to read today. So I'm currently on page 1204 and I need to get to page 1301. So I have just under 100 pages I have to read of this. And then I would like to be able to finish A Werewolf's Guide to Seducing a Vampire. And I think I'm just going to focus on that. And then by the time that both of these I think are done, we'll end this vlog and go from there. But I will show you guys real quick too what it looks like in the library, because I keep forgetting that I was going to show you guys that. It's not 100% done yet. There's still a few things I need to get out of there, but I'll show you at least kind of what the general outlay of it is, basically. Okay, so it's still a little messy in here, some things, but it's fine. So basically what we got are my alters for my guides. That's stuff my husband needs to take, but it's fine. Altar for Loki, altar for Bastet in the back there. All of this is stuff that like I need to either like get rid of, donate, My husband's trying to convince me to sell a lot of stuff on Facebook Marketplace, but I'm not really sure how comfortable I feel about doing that right now, just because it's a lot of work and I would really rather not do that. So we're still figuring out what to do with like my leftover wax melts and candles and things that I never sold. Extra things like extra tins and stuff like that, that just I don't know what to do with. But then we've got a door that leads to our hot water heater and stuff, which you guys don't need to worry about. But then we've got my witchy books, my altar for Freya, which needs to be cleaned off, my altar for my grandpa, which needs to be cleaned off. This table is going to go bye-bye eventually, but for right now it's just kind of here because we just needed it to be basically out of the way so that we could clean the carpets and stuff. Then here is where the books start. So I've got all along the top rows of each of my bookshelves, and this extends to the ones that are out in the office out there. The top row is like the beginning of the alphabet stuff. So I've got A starting here in terms of like author last name. It goes all the way around, yada yada yada. This is all stuff here too that's my husband. So like eventually that's going to get taken care of, but we don't really have a space for it right now, so it's just sitting there. And I don't have many knickknacks anymore, so it's kind of one of those things where it's just taking up the space that would otherwise be unoccupied. But then basically it wraps around again. The second row kind of does the same thing, continuing, and then the third row does the same. Now the difference though is with these ones are 6 cubes, so obviously the second row continues, and then we basically go into the third row here. That's where it stops over here in this corner, and then the last of them are in the office. So yeah, that's basically what we've got. I've got a bunch of shoes here that were downstairs that I need to figure out. This is just an empty tote with my sweaters on it that I don't really have a place for right now. And then that closet needs to get cleaned out because there's so much crap in it. You can see it's literally like almost to the rafter. So yeah, that's a whole project for a whole other day because that is too much of a headache for me to deal with right now, and it's honestly causing me to have some anxiety just even thinking about doing it. I know that once I take care of it, it's going to be fine, but for right now, that is not what I want to do. So we are making boundaries for ourselves for what we are capable of doing at this moment in time. So, but this is kind of what it looks like. It's a lot more spacious. Got rid of a lot of stuff that needed to get taken care of, which was very, very nice. I feel so much more calmer with how this space looks. It feels like it's much more open and it's so much less cluttered, which was a huge thing. There was so much clutter in here, so much junk that just needed to go. And I'm very happy that that is now taken care of. So that's basically where we are at with this. Still some things to take care of, but for the most part, it's pretty much done. And I am much more happier. I think I'm going to get a table tray or something from downstairs and put it right here so I have like a place for a drink or something. But yeah, that's basically it. So that's the library now all cleaned up and taken care of. Good morning and happy Monday. It is another snow day for me today because the temperature is way too cold for anybody to be outside, let alone my student. It is 10:20 in the morning. I have about 10 minutes before I'm going to start some productivity sprints to keep me busy today because I'm by myself at the house, husband's at work. I need to be able to do some productive things. This is though going to be the end of this vlog because I meant to finish it last night and I didn't. I got too busy reading and then ended up falling asleep. So it is what it is. Coming week, what I plan on doing is I will be finishing Wind and Truth today. I have the last less than 30 pages of it that I'll finish during sprints. Try to crank out this last week of Battle of the Bookish with as much as I can. Try not to completely internally combust in the process. So anyway, wish me luck. So I will see you guys in my next video. Hope you guys are having an amazing, amazing day and have a great week, and I will see you guys later.